him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob, everybody. It's time for the only news that matters. And yes, another band announced another reunion after a bullshit farewell tour. Twisted Sister. JJ Friend said, beginning of February 2nd, 1976, in a little titty bar called, little bar, not titty bar, called the Turtleneck Inn in Hunter Mountain, New York, Dee Snider, Eddie Ojeda, and I have called ourselves Twisted Sister and stood shoulder to shoulder for nearly 5 decades through multiple personnel changes and thousands of performances. Eddie Ojeda said, 50 years on and Twisted Sister is still the soundtrack for every rebel with a reason and reason to turn up. All right. And, but here comes Dee Snider. Hey, if you're lucky enough to be in a band that people still want to see you after 50 years, how can you answer that call? In 2026, Twisted fucking Sister will hit stages around the world because we still wanna rock. Yeah. And where's Mark Mendoza? Adding to more bullshit about this reunion. Dee was kind of vague about it. He said, only I can simply say irreconcilable differences and leave it at that. I can't get into the weeds and I can't go down the path, and I won't. People change, and however it is. And I'm not saying he changed. Maybe we change, whatever it is. Oh, enough of this bullshit Dee's spewing out. Man, this guy, seriously, Dee Snider was my hero. Back in the early 80s, man, when I got that You Can't Stop Rock and Roll album, then Under the Blade and Stay Hungry, my God, this guy, like, he spoke to me, man. He was like, you know, kind of like a father figure saying, man, doesn't matter, man, be a scumbag and proud and whatever, and just keep going for it, and, you know, fuck everybody, fuck the world, be yourself. You know, self-empowering, you know, I Am, I'm Me is an anthem of my life, really, you know. The guy was just everything to me, but now it's like, he's everything I was against, and he was against. I mean, he contradicts himself, where, you know, bands, this is what kills me about this dude. There's so many things he says, but the one that really gets me is when he talks about bands that go back on their farewell tour. It's kind of like what Nikki Sixx said back then. He's like, oh, any band that does a farewell tour and comes back are just ripping off the audience. And Dee said, I'd rather walk off the stage with some dignity and leave you guys with a positive memory saying we wanted more. You know, more than to overstay your welcome and say, gee, when is this guy going to get off the fucking stage, man? I see people singing Crazy Nights, and they're not so crazy anymore. I'm not going to name names. I'll do it. It's Paul Stanley of Kiss. That's who he's talking about. I always bitch about people who retire. You know, sell us the No More Tours shirt, Ozzy, and then come back a few years later. We love you. We love you. That's bullshit. And people say, well, that's fucked up. No, stay forever, man. Stay forever. We don't want you to leave. Just do it for, do a 3-year farewell tour, Scorpions, and then say you change your mind because you haven't played every place. You know, no, you played every place twice. All right. Blois the Called have a On Tour Forever jackets forever. I have actually a shirt that says On Tour Forever. God bless them. You do it. I'm not going to be on tour forever. I'm going to walk off into the sunset waving and smiling. So Twisted Sister played their farewell tour, their farewell show on the farewell tour over there in Mexico back in 2016, I believe. And this is and look at what my hero's doing. He's being a hypocritical Nikki Sixx, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons type liar. And yeah, look, I ain't gonna lie. I thought I saw the last Ozzy tour on the No More Tears, No More Tours. I thought that was the last time I was gonna see Ozzy. When he came back, I'm not gonna lie, I was happy. And I went to go see him, and I kind of forgave Ozzy because I loved him so much. But I also thought, well, that was bullshit. You just pulled the Who. Was the Who the first band to pull this bullshit? The farewell tour? But anyway, yeah, Ozzy did it. Judas Priest did it too on the Epitaph tour. And I think it's bullshit. And who else? Well, the Scorpions, what a lot of people don't understand, when they announced the farewell tour, they said, this is not the farewell tour, but they said it in, their English isn't that great. They did it in that thick German accent, so they thought they said, this is our farewell tour. They actually said, this is not our farewell tour. But they need to brush up on that English, man. So yeah, you got to forgive the Scorpions because it was a lost in translation type thing, But yeah, this is bullshit. And no Mark Mendoza, give me a break, man. Give me a fucking break. This is something D. Snider would goof on another band if they did that. He would be slamming that band like he has no problem slamming Kiss and, you name them, He recently went on stage goofing on Vince Neil and whatever, I mean, the guy is nothing like I remember him. He's almost like a different person. He's like everything that he stood for, he doesn't anymore. And he stands for, to me, man, he's everything that he told me to avoid being when I was young. So I want to thank you, hypocrite, because I ain't going your route, This is bullshit. This Swiss Sister, and I gotta tell you, I'm a huge SMF. I really am. I think Twist Sister is one of the greatest live bands I ever seen in my life, and I've been going to shows for 46 years. Twisted Sister is definitely in my top 5, maybe my top 3 greatest live bands I've ever witnessed. I love Twisted Sister. Love them. But I ain't going to go see them unless they come with some other band I want to see. And I'll even stick around to see it. But this is bullshit. I'm not going to pay just to see Twisted Sister. That's it, man. And their farewell tour didn't even come down here. What was it called? 40 and Fuck It. I believe that was the name of the tour. 40 and Fuck It. No. Now you can look back and it should have been called 40 and Fuck You. We'll be back in 10 years. Fucking bullshit. Whatever. If you want to go see this travesty without the great Mark Mendoza and AJ Pero, you're just going to see D, Eddie, and JJ? Well, go ahead. Have fun. I'm not, man. I'll live with my memories of a slamming, cutthroat live band that took no prisoners. So, yeah, F them. But if you want to support it, go right ahead. I still love me the music, but D. Snider, man, not a fan of him as a person. At all. But anyway, that's it for the only news that matters. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. And please, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Under the Blade. And you can't stop rock and roll. And schmack a macabre.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston, and so nevermore shall we see you again.